my screen here so I can see the chat better. I'm old.
Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard. Okay, yeah, okay, all right. That's freaking cool. It's still not proper, but it looks like we're okay. Like I'm quite zoomed in. Like on my camera, all I see is my head, and it fills up the whole screen. Yeah, it's crazy.
I've got it on my computer here as well, looking at it, and you look good on there. You're in focus and everything.
Oh, cool. Mr. Al, Andrew, how you doing, buddy?
Hello, Al and Andrick.
Oh, what did I do with that thing? Oh, back in here. Yeah. So just to let you know, I found a little this in the mailbox early last week, or end of last week. That is.
Oh, you got those pouches? Good.
Yeah. It looks like they just squeaked in because everything went to crap afterwards. I had
oh really?
I had a couple of slingshots that I was supposed to send out to the US, and I had to refund them. They're for you. If I send it through Canada Post, they've been losing my stuff a lot lately, and I've had to rebuild and make claims and all kinds of stuff. So I stopped using Canada Post and I went to using couriers.
Which courier are you using? Which couriers?
Oh, I went to a UPS and FedEx, and now they're requiring me to get the social insurance number of the person I'm sending it to. Otherwise, they won't accept the package.
Oh, geez.
And I'm like, are you freaking nuts? Like, nobody's gonna give that. Nobody, And I actually feel like a scammer asking for it. So,
right.
Like, if anybody had asked me for that, it would be a hard no. Like, nope, no way. But can you imagine? Hey, Andrew, I'm going to send you a package. I'm going to need your name, your address, your phone number, your email address, and your social insurance number. And I promise I won't steal your identity. But
that's crazy.
That? Yeah. So anyway.
Well, the reason I was asking what courier you use, because I thought I saw you talking about it in a post or something, and you were saying something about Purolator, I thought.
No, not Puro. No, Puro is owned by Canada Post. So
okay.
when we use Purolator is like a courier within Canada, and when they want to send out to United States, they use UPS.
Okay, because I didn't realize they were in the courier business at all. When I think of them, I think of oil products and stuff.
Oh, Purolator? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Is that not Purolator? I mean, I'm thinking of oil filters and stuff down here. Is that not the same Purolator? I don't know.
No,
Maybe my company's wrong. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was it's been tough, and you end up paying quite a bit more. Yeah, what's up, Kyle? Yeah, so now I'm stuck. I'm stuck with an Avro, and two other ones that are kind of like in three quarters of a build that I probably won't be able to sell. I don't know what I'm going to do with them now, but anyway.
Hello, everybody in the chat. I get busy talking to Mark, and I'm not used to doing these lives, so I forget to look down that there's a chat there. No, you're talking about the postal stuff. I had speaking of those pouches, I had a few orders come in Friday night, I think it was, and I was on vacation last week, so I didn't have anything sent out. So I ran to the public mailbox down the street at like 10 o'clock at night to throw a couple in because I knew the storm was coming. We got like 9 inches of snow here this morning.
Oh, wow. That's a good dump in the snow, man.
Yeah, especially for down here.
Yeah.
I think Hoggy said they had 3 down in Tennessee this morning.
Oh, well, yeah, that's quite a bit of snow for them too.
Yeah.
I was chatting with Hoggy. I was chatting with Hoggy yesterday, and he was saying like like for us, like a 4-inch snow dumping is like is kind of like a I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's kind of like like it's below average for a snowfall here. Like
Right, right, right.
it's not really much. But I think the biggest snowfall I can remember out of recent history was like 33 inches.
Oh,
It was
geez.
yeah, yeah. We were pretty much shut down for 2 days,
I think I
but
mentioned
only
this to
two.
you before, but my wife lived in Canada for a while, and
Oh yeah.
my stepdaughter's actually a dual citizen. So my wife took me up there a couple summers ago, and we visited. We're planning on coming back up maybe this summer, but next summer we're going to try to get up to Montreal. You live up that way, don't you?
Oh, dude, if you're in town, let me know.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. You're
Yeah,
in the Montreal area.
yeah, yeah,
It will probably
yeah.
be
Well,
next summer. I think this summer we're going to try to hit the Rockies, Canadian Rockies. But
up in like Alberta, Vancouver, or BC type thing.
yeah, over there. But we definitely want to check out Montreal too. Um, it is an honor to be talking to you, by the way, because you were one of my slingshot heroes whenever I first started shooting. So pretty
Well,
cool to
you've
be
been at
sitting
it
here
for quite a
chatting with
long
you.
time too. Yeah, it's
Uh,
very cool, man.
about 3 years. Yeah, I wish we could have got this to work a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that would have been cool, but at least it's working now, so that's a sign in the right direction.
Yeah, very cool. Um, my cat decided he was going to join me. I work in here. This is where I work. I just got off at 8 o'clock, and so he sits in here with me all night working. So he thinks if I'm allowed to be in here, he is too.
I saw your video of the aquarium. Is that the vacation you just came back from?
Yeah, we went down to Clearwater. My wife lived down there also. She's lived all over the place, and
Oh
so
wow.
she showed me the places she lived down there. And we went down for a manatee festival, and
Yeah, I saw the clip of the manatee. That was so cool, man.
yeah, that was a really cool experience to. I'd never even kayaked before, period. So let alone to do it out there with manatees. That was
Oh
pretty
yeah.
neat. But yeah, we went to that aquarium and just kind of to kill time one day because it was pretty chilly down there last week. Not like here, but
Yeah.
so
It
we
was
went in there.
minus 37 here yesterday.
Oh, gee, are you talking
Yeah.
Celsius or Fahrenheit?
In Celsius, but that's minus 34 in Fahrenheit.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's still cold.
yeah, yeah.
It's
The
14
two
right now. I take it back. It's 11 right now in Fahrenheit here.
yeah. I walked outside. I was supposed to go ice fishing yesterday morning. And I woke up. I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I walked downstairs to grab my bait and get everything ready on my sled. Pushed the button for the garage. Door opened. I walked outside to start my car. Turned around. I'm like, fuck no. I turned around, walked right back to the house, shut everything down, and went right back to bed.
Yeah,
Too old for that crap. Yeah,
I don't blame you. There's
yeah.
that sounds like it would
But
be fun ice fishing. I've never done it, but I don't think I could do it in that kind of temperature.
oh no, 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 me either. I mean, I have done it before, but it's a slog. Like if you have two people, it's not so bad because you can build up everything real quick, get the tent going, get the heater going, all that stuff, get your lines out. But you're literally checking your lines every 5 minutes because they freeze up so fast.
Oh yeah.
So it's a lot of work. When you have two people, it's not so bad. One guy could stay inside, get warm, while the other guy checks the lines, and then you switch. But when it's that cold, it's not fun at all. Yeah,
Yeah, I know. I didn't, like I said, I've never done that, but I used to work outside and, it can be enjoyable even working outside in the cooler weather, but when it gets cold, it's just miserable. Hoggy said, I
yeah,
look at it, looking at the chat, Hoggy said it's 33 down there. That sounds almost balmy to me right now.
yeah. That's shorts weather for us Canadians. Yeah,
Sleet and ice in Raleigh, North Carolina.
yeah. It was a good minus 30 last night. We went out to this restaurant. We have I don't know if you know this, but me and a friend, a family member of mine, we sell hot sauce.
Oh,
And
okay.
every year at the end of the year, we kind of get together and we have a big dinner. Like we go out and act like we're rich folks. From from our from our from our our profits that we make throughout the year. And we went to this restaurant called Restaurant Bistro Nola, and it's like a Louisiana style restaurant, and it's got 5 stars. Like it's a, I heard all kinds of crazy things about it. It's supposed to be really good. We went there last night, and oh man, was that place good? Ate our dinners, everything was cool, and then we basically we were leaving, but I had 2 drinks in me and a big dinner, and my body was on overdrive. I was sweating, I was all heated up, and I just walked out the door without my coat on, and we're standing there talking, and it felt so good. The cold felt so good. It was around -30 still, but it was like whew, it just felt good.
What kind of food does that place have? You said New Orleans. Is it like Cajun food?
Yeah, yeah, they had like a blackened catfish, and they had braised short ribs, and I had brisket with sweet potato, mashed sweet potato on top, and we had grits and mac and cheese, and oh man,
Oh,
it was
man,
so good. Yeah,
you're
it's
making me
basically
hungry.
yeah. Sorry, man. It's
That's okay.
basically it's basically comfort food, but
Uh,
like comfort food done right. It was
right.
so good. Yeah,
When
really,
we
really
were
good.
in Florida last week, I really was wanting to find a like a local seafood place, not some chain or something, but like a local place. And we never found one, but we did find some kind of local steakhouse, roadhouse type place down there that had a lot of steaks and stuff like that. It was really good, but it wasn't quite what I wanted. And I just had a taste for seafood while I was down there, but
Yeah,
had to.
you think that would be the place, eh? Down in
Yeah.
Florida, surrounded by water everywhere. Yeah.
Well, we just weren't in the right spot for it. There's some good spots down there, but we were in kind of a touristy area, so it was all chain stuff. But yeah, we had a good time. I was just trying to look through some of the chats down here.
The last time I was down in Maine, I was shocked at how great the seafood was down there. It was really good, man.
I
I
never
ended up
been. I've never
no,
been to Maine. I want to go.
I went to York Beach. This is back in 2001. It's been years since I've been back there, but um, we went to York Beach. We spent I think it was like 5 or 6 days there, and it was nice because we were able to rent a place right on the water, like just off the water, I guess. And it was I think we were paying like $1,000 for the week, and that was with
Oh
two
wow.
couples. Yeah, because it's like I mean, keep in mind this is many years ago, right? Like 20 years ago, but it had like 2 bedrooms, it had a living area, had a kitchen. Right outside your front door was a pool, and you cross the street to hit the beach. So it was really really nice. I mean,
Yeah.
even if they're charging $2,000 a week or whatever it is now, or 2,500, it's still worth it. You can split that between 2 couples, and
Yeah.
you're good.
If
Yeah,
you get a place that you can like fix your own meals and stuff, I mean,
100%. Yep.
you save so much on eating out and stuff that it's worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're really close to New Hampshire, so we used to drive into New Hampshire, buy all of our stuff because it's tax free there, and then come
Oh,
back
okay.
into Maine. Yeah, and we were coming back into Maine and doing it that way. So it worked out great.
What my wife went to, I've been to Rhode Island. I think that's as far up on the East Coast as I've been, but my wife went to Connecticut last October and she really liked it. And she's had Maine on her list for a long time. So I have a feeling we're going to be heading up that way at some point. But yeah, I'd like to try some of that seafood out up there too.
Oh yeah, and the thing was crazy is we ended up going to this place. I can't remember exactly where it was in Maine, but we were buying swordfish right from the fishermen coming in. So they were coming in with these boats, and they had a whole bunch of swordfish and all kinds of stuff. We were buying it
Oh,
directly
wow.
from them and the scallops, and it was dirt cheap. It was stupid. I think it was like $4 a pound or something, which is crazy because back home here it's like $17 a pound at the time.
Right.
And anyway, I ended up coming home with a cooler full of swordfish. I bought a crap ton of it. I'm like, I got all this American money. What the hell am I going to do with this? Swordfish it is. Boom. We went by a local place. I bought a small cooler, packed it full of ice, filled up as much swordfish as I could, and came back home with it after 6 hour drive. Made it just in time.
I never had swordfish. What's it like?
Oh man, it's kind of weird. It's like The meat on it's not like, when you eat like other meat, it's kind of flaky and all that stuff. This is
Hmm.
not. It's more like a steak.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, really, really white. There is a black strip in it that you want to cut out because it's like a very heavy fishy flavor. It's that weird connective tissue or whatever it is. You cut
Hmm.
that out, but the white part of it, all I did to cook it was I threw it on a barbecue with olive oil, salt, pepper, and that was it. And it was fantastic.
I watched one of your lives the other night. I watch your all these morning lives that you do, but I usually watch them at like 2 o'clock in the morning because of my weird work hours.
Oh yeah,
And so I eat at weird hours too. Like right now, all this talking about steaks and stuff at 9 o'clock in the morning sounds great to me because it's like 9 o'clock at night to me. But I
dinner
was
for you.
watching you. Yeah, I was watching you grill something a couple weeks ago. I don't even remember what it was, and I started looking on Google Maps to see if there was any restaurants open in the
Oh
middle of the night around here because I was craving whatever you were cooking. But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
speaking of outside shooting, have you been able to get outdoors and shoot any recently? I haven't.
I did one live. I think it was last weekend. I got out and shot one day, and that was the first time I had shot in 2 weeks. During the week, it's hard because it gets dark so early here. So,
Right.
but yeah, by the time I get home, depending on the traffic and everything, 'cause it's about an hour drive for me to get to work.
Okay.
So if there's if there's too much sun, if there's too much rain, if there's too much clouds, if a bird flies by the highway, if anything like this happens, there's an accident. It takes me almost 2 hours to get home. So
Oh
by
wow.
the time, yeah, by the time I get home, it's dark. It sucks.
Yeah. I hate
Yeah,
that about this time of year. It is starting to get a little lighter though. I noticed that.
yeah, yeah. I think in a couple of weeks it'll be pretty decent.
I
Uh,
haven't. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think in a couple of weeks I'll have a couple more hours, so I'll be able to get home and actually do a little bit of plinking before it gets all nasty. But we'll see. I got something planned coming up. Not next week, but the week after, the first week of February. I've got we've got some really warm weather coming in, so it's going to be like I think the coldest day is going to be like -5.
Oh, okay.
So I'm planning on getting out and doing 2 days on the ice. So maybe even 2 nights. We'll see. But
So
I
how
want to get
far
out.
away do you have to go to ice fish?
Oh, it's not far. It's maybe a 10-minute drive. I just find a
Okay.
place where I want to park. I unload my car and I just go out. I go out where I want.
I didn't know if it was like a day long process to get out there and get set up or whatever.
Oh no, no. Where I'm living, I'm right on the St. Lawrence River. I'm pretty close to the St. Lawrence River. Like on the island of Montreal, you've got water all around you, right? So you,
Uh
you just have to find access and a place where somebody's not going to jack your car while you're out on the ice overnight.
huh.
You know, pretty much it. Yeah. So anyway, where I'm at, I've got a couple of places where I can go. One place I really want to go, but you kind of park your car down this back road, kind of, and it leads into like a little park that's kind of secluded on the outside. You got a highway on one side, and then the other side's all woods, then water. And I'm kind of concerned about leaving my car there overnight, just
Yeah.
because it can get pillaged and nobody will know. Like nobody will
That
know
was
until I get there. Yeah,
I know I do a lot of hiking, not as much as I used to, but I like to hike a lot. And it hasn't really been as big of a problem here where I live, but we went out to the West Coast. One of our kids lived out in Oregon, and we went out there hiking in Oregon and Washington State. And that was like a big problem at all the hiking trails out there. You couldn't leave your car anywhere because the windows would get
yeah.
busted out.
We have a place out by us. There's this right off the island of Montreal. There's this little island. They call it Il Bazar. And they have like a big park that's in there. It's not big, but it's like you can get about 8 kilometers of I guess maybe 5 miles or so of hiking trails in there. It's a nice little walk. You get out there, you walk around. There's like all wetlands and all kinds of stuff. So it's filled with wildlife. So while you're out there, you're seeing some cool stuff. Especially if
Hmm.
you bring a camera and you want to do some birding or anything like that. I usually go there for mushroom picking, but I'd been told by a couple of guys, like you have to go there and pay for parking. I think they charge you like $6. I think it's kind of how they kind of keep the park going.
Right.
But a lot of people were parking their cars there. And when I park my car, I'm driving in, I see a broken window here, a broken window there, and I'm like, oh crap, people are just breaking into cars, stealing shit here. So I'm not sure if I want to leave my car. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to take out everything with value and I'm going to leave the doors open. That's
Right.
what I did.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
I took everything with value, came with me, all my paperwork, everything that was in there. I just stuffed everything into my backpack, went for my hike, left my car doors open. When I got back, I'm not even 100% sure if somebody went into my car or not, but whatever. There was nothing to take. I had no change, no nothing. Everything was gone. There was paper towels or napkins. I had in my little center console there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, nothing. So
I used to have I've had a couple of them, Jeep Wranglers that had the soft tops, and
yep.
I would just do the same thing. I would take everything of value out and then leave it unlocked because I didn't want somebody to cut through my windows just to get in there and see that there was nothing in there. So I left it unlocked all
Yeah,
the time.
yeah. Just leave it unlocked.
Um, well, we were talking about slingshots. I haven't been able to get out and shoot really any, but I got when I got back from Florida, I had the mail hailed and I got quite a few packages I'm waiting to open.
Oh,
I was going to do it on video when I can get outside and shoot at some point, but now there's like 9 inches still on the ground, so I don't know when that's going to be.
yeah.
I
Yeah, it's
may
kind of
try to
hard,
get
kind of
out there.
heartbreaking.
Yeah, I may just go out there in the snow and try to have some fun because there's not absolutely nothing else. I'm not going to be going anywhere for a couple days.
Yeah, yeah. 9 inches. Are the How's the snow removal down there? Do they handle that kind of snowfall quickly, or is it something
Here
that's
where here where I live in southern Indiana, they handle it pretty well. I mean, getting snow's not uncommon. Getting this much is kind of rare, and we're not done yet. I think it's going to do it till about 8 o'clock tonight. So I don't. They're calling for over a foot. That's
oh
unusual.
wow.
So we'll see. We'll see how they handle it. But snow in and of
Yeah.
itself's not a rarity here.
No. Are
Um,
you guys required to have snow tires on your cars, or is it whatever you want kind of thing?
it's just whatever you want. I remember
Yeah.
when I was a kid, my dad putting chains on the tires, but I don't even think that's legal here now.
Yeah, it's not legal up here either. Even studded tires, they're not
I saw
legal.
them. I saw them using chains out. It was either in Oregon or Washington State. I can't remember, and I hadn't seen them since the 1970s, so I didn't know they used them anywhere. I think it's some of those logging trails and stuff they have out there, though.
Yeah. You need it up there.
Yeah.
Don't it stay dark 6 months up there, ATO? Being where Santa Claus lives and stuff. Yeah, pretty much, Augie. We have a Yeah. There's many days where it's pretty much it starts getting light in the morning around 7:30, and then and this is the darkest time of the year. It gets light at 7 o'clock or 7:30 in the morning, and it gets dark by 4. So
Yeah.
you have that little window, that little
Uh-huh.
window of sunshine. Yeah, got to poke your head out the
And
window and enjoy it.
I have this weird shift, where I work overnights and I work 12-hour shifts, and I like it, but when on the work week, it doesn't give you any time for anything else because if you're not working, you're going to bed for your next
Yeah,
shift. And then when you don't have any daylight whatsoever, it makes it really hard to get out. I have put some lights in my backyard with the intention of getting out there and shooting more, but it's still just hard to find the time when there's no daylight.
yeah, it's tough. It's tough. How do you handle that? Do you find it messes you up a little bit being in the dark all the time, or
Somewhat like I like the shift. I actually like the schedule, but yeah, the lack of daylight sometimes can be a little bit
where on you?
depressing. My wife she'll make me, she doesn't make me, but she encourages me to go out and walk around the neighborhood with her and the dog every evening, get some sunlight before I start
Ah,
working and
that's good.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I do try to get out and shoot whenever I can, even if it's just for a few minutes. Um, even if I can't get out there and record it, I just like to go out and plink for 5 or 10 minutes when I can get out there. But yeah, the lack of daylight does mess you up a little bit. It was nice to be in Florida last week. I hadn't had so much daylight in a long time.
you must have felt like $1 million, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of funny,
um,
the last the last year, usually I try to go camping, do a couple of overnighters every year and that kind of thing. And 2025, I didn't get out once, not once.
Hmm.
And I found myself like craving it almost like, I don't know. It's like vitamin N, you gotta get that nature in you. And
Yeah.
I was just the like, I guess it was what, 3 weeks ago, I went out ice fishing for the first time. And we didn't catch nothing really. I caught like five little baby perch, and I was just sitting out there, soaking up the sun, feeling the sun hit my face, and I was like, "Oh my god, I forgot about this. This is what I
Yeah,
this is what I need," And
absolutely.
anyway, went back out last weekend. It was fantastic, and well, when I have my little vacation there, my little week of vacation, I'm hoping to get out for at least 2 days. Um, See if I can catch some fish, get on some walleye. That's what I'm going to be going after, walleye and muskie.
Oh,
So
I
we'll see
love
what happens.
walleye. I love walleye. That's
You
my favorite.
Oh, you can't beat it. That's like that at a fresh water. I think that's probably the best eating fish there is.
Yep.
What's up,
Um,
Kevin?
how's your dad doing, man?
He's good, man. He might be the toughest man on the planet. Honestly. Oh, imagine this. So his original back injury happened in the military. He had a parachuting accident. He hit crosswinds, his chute closed, dropped into the woods. Took him some while to find him. They took him out there. He had all kinds of damage to his back. They didn't really know the extent of it, but it was too early back in the day. They weren't really cutting people open for that, back in the day.
Right.
So I think in the 80s, he had his first back surgery. And then while they were in there, they found more problems than they thought. So they tried to fix everything up. And then he had to go back in again to cut out some scar tissue because he was losing feeling in his legs. And then everything was good. Then one day he walks out the door, slips on ice, bangs his head on the front step, knocks himself out cold, gets up, dusts himself off, goes to work moving TVs all day, then finds out that he has a couple weeks later, or even months later, he starts losing feeling in his hands, and turns out that he had herniated and cracked discs in his neck when he fell down.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
and and then he just comes out for a surgery in his heart, has a valve change and all this stuff, and he's looking pretty good, and I can see like pep in his step again, and he's out walking and having a great time, getting 5, 6, 7,000 steps. And keep in mind, he's like close to 80, right?
Right.
He's out there 6, 7,000 steps a day, walking around the malls and everything with my mom, and then feeling good. Then walks out the door, slips, hits his back on a step. A couple of days go by, he's trying to tough it out. Goes to the hospital. He's got 3 cracked vertebrae in his back.
Mm.
It's just like, dude. Like, my sister called me up, and I'm like, you do realize you're dealing with the toughest man on the planet. Get that fucking dude to the hospital. Give him no choice. Get him there. No choice. Just get there. And
I
anyway,
I fractured a vertebrae in my back one time. I had a car accident, and you don't always
oh
feel
man,
that right at first. I didn't feel it at first, and then the pain kind of came on later, and I had to go get X-rays and stuff. But yeah, it's not a good deal. It can be pretty
yeah,
bad. I'm glad he's doing better.
yeah. I mean, he looks kind of like a stormtrooper had a baby with a ninja turtle right now. He's got this. He's got this big shell thing he's got to wear on the front and the back. He's got to wear that for 3 months. They
Oh
they were
wow.
talking about yeah, they were talking about going in and doing an operation just to make sure that those fractures didn't spread. But because they were in him, he had gone under like 2 months before for his heart surgery. They didn't want to open him up that soon.
Hmm. Yeah.
Maybe it was 3 months. It was 2 or 3 months ago anyway, and they didn't want him open him up again. So they're like, as long as they don't run, you'll be fine. You'll heal properly. So they put him in that turtle shell thing, and he's got to
Yeah.
wear that for 3 months now. So,
Well, I hate that
but
he has to be in that, but I'm glad he's doing better.
oh yeah, and he's already up walking around again like he was before. He's up doing walks, getting to the mall, driving around.
I'll tell
Yeah.
you,
So,
the generation before us was a different breed, and
oh yeah,
and,
100%.
and the one
I mean,
behind us
a
is
lot of
too.
a lot of the guys at my work too look at me like I'm nuts from the stuff that I do. Like I
Uh-huh.
would cut myself one time. I got a piece of my finger hanging off, and everyone's like, "Oh, Mark, you're bleeding! Oh my god!" I'm like, "Yeah, whatever. Don't worry about it. I'm good." I mean, I broke my foot and I walked it off for 3 months. It was like I don't care. You know,
Yeah.
I'm a durable old bastard, but nothing like him. He's crazy.
My
Yeah.
my mom passed away last year, and she got lung cancer, and it took her really quick. I mean, but it was a surprise. Like, she'd never smoked, and it really just caught us all by surprise. She thought she just had a really bad, like, infection in her lungs or something, and she went to her primary care physician, and they, like, looked at her and insisted that she take a ambulance to the emergency room, and she wouldn't do it. She got in her car and drove, and they were arguing with her, telling her that she needed to take an ambulance, and she went and found out she actually had stage 4 cancer, but she drove herself to it though.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah, they were a different breed.
Yeah. Thanks, Cody. Appreciate you, bud. Not too bad back there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was thinking about your collection, not your well, your collection's great too, but your hangers there. I need to get something like that for mine. Um,
Yeah. Check this
some
out.
way to organize
This,
them.
I got another one. This is what it comes in. Look at that. It's tiny. It's a little. It's
Okay,
like a foot by foot square, I guess,
is
and
that just
it'll
the wall
hold.
you've had? Is it just hanging on the
Uh,
wall?
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It's got two. Oh, I'll show you here. See up there? There's got. I put in little hooks,
okay.
and they attach right
What's
to the
that?
wall. So I got one, two, three, and I got another one right over. Oh, wrong way. I got another one on the door. I got four of them up there.
Okay, so are those made for shoes or something?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah. And I
I'm gonna
like
have
them
to.
because they're clear plastic, so you can actually see what you got. You know?
Yeah, I need to get something. I want to get something like that for ones I shoot, but I'd like to get some kind of maybe even lit display case to put some of my customs in and stuff. Because I've got some that are just so pretty. I don't want to shoot them. They're
Yeah.
works of art almost, but I'd like to have some kind of lit case to put some of them in. Um, the problem is they don't make anything that is slingshot shaped, as far as the supports or whatever that you set them on.
Yeah, I think you'd have to try to get like a cabinet maker or something like that to make you one. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I'd be willing. I'd be willing to entertain that for like my top slings.
yeah.
You know, have something built right over here over on my desk, and you can turn that on. It'd have like a little light that shines down, so you can see what you're doing. You
I
know,
think that
that
would
would be
be
pretty
really
cool.
cool. Some of these
Yeah.
guys, some of these natties that people are not natties, but some of the some of the natties that people make too are works of art. But
Oh
some of
yeah.
these customs that, well, Dave Longworth, Liberty, and Hunter, James, and just a bunch of the different natty makers. Uh, I can't even think of them all. Moan, but they're just like works of art. I couldn't do anything like that. And
No, no.
when I get a hold of them, I almost hate to shoot them.
Yeah. Can you imagine frame hitting something like that? You know, that happened to me one time. I got a. I know. I'm sorry for all these people who've heard this story before, but I was doing a review for Andrew over at Prime Four Catapults, and he sent me a Casper,
Uh-huh.
and I got outside. It was like -20 outside, and I was testing these bands. I just wanted to get a feel for the slingshot, before I did the review. So I'm out there shooting. Everything's good. I'm kind of talking to the camera about the bands and how to adjust your bands, whatever. And then I pull back, and it slips out of my hand because my hands were so cold and everything was dry. And I hit the epoxy front, and it exploded. I had
Oh.
pieces of epoxy everywhere, and I was just like I'm sure the universe felt it,
Yeah.
Yeah, the roar I let out and the horrible things that I said. My mom wept from a province beside us. It was terrible. It was terrible.
I
But
so far, fortunately, I haven't done that to any customs that I bought, but I did that to the simple shot Axiom. I think it's the X, the adjustable one that you can move in and out. I
yep,
got one of those. I didn't buy it new, but I traded for it or something. And like one of the first shots I took on it wasn't even a shot. It was the same thing where the pouch just slipped out of my hand and it hit it with
yeah,
just enough force to put a ding, and it made me sick.
yeah, yeah. It's enough to drive you crazy, man. That kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's weird because I for a while I was messing around with trying to figure out my. Actually, I'll pull out one of these pouches and we can talk about it. But I was working on trying to find ways to make my release smoother, trying to really dial in my accuracy. And from what I was messing around with, I always thought that the accuracy came from 90% your release. You know, I mean, there's a lot of things that can go into it. You know, you can talk about temperatures and all that stuff that can mess with your accuracy, but I was looking a way to smooth it out. And I had heard that a lot of the Asian shooters shoot with the smooth side back. So this is one of your pouches here. And you see,
Okay.
I got the glossy side there, and they shoot
Hmm.
with that side. And I was holding that bit, and it's very very slippery.
Hmm.
But I actually found it was a little counter. You know, it actually the logic really doesn't make sense because when I hit that frame hit, I was actually testing that out where it got extra slippy, and it's not a good
Oh,
thing.
okay.
Yeah, and what I found out was, let me grab a little ammo here. I'll stick an ammo in here. And I'm curious to see anybody in the chat too, and your opinion on this. See what you do. But if I put the rough side, so I got the rough side out there.
Hmm.
I actually smoothed out my release by using the rough side out because when I hold on to the pouch, I don't have to hold it with a death grip because my fingerprints are doing some of the work, right?
Right.
Now, what I've noticed, and Linder Sucks did a great video on this, probably the best way to ever figure this out to help you smooth out your release. He was talking about holding a quarter about a foot above
The
another
quarter.
quarter. Yeah,
I
you saw
watched
that
that.
video, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's dead on correct on that.
Yep.
What I found was on the smooth pouch, because you got a death grip on it, the release of that is kind of abrupt, and it causes an issue with your release. When I moved it back to the other side, to the rough side, I had to hold it much lighter, and I was
Uh-huh.
able to hold it with maybe 50% of the grip that I had before. And when I'm releasing it, I just open my hand slightly, and eventually my fingertips would be like, "No, we're not holding on to this anymore," and it would slip right out. And
Right.
wow, what a difference! What a difference! But that's
So
what.
I I have felt it that way a few times. I actually just recently started shooting kangaroo pouches again whenever I started making them.
Yep,
Up until then, I have been using, for the most part, the GZK bra pouches, which I don't think I have any laying around here, but they're like the backward of a pit pouch where you
yep.
got the bumps
The
on them.
bump.
Yeah, and I can't shoot a pit pouch for whatever reason. I just don't get along with them. I always liked kangaroo pouches, but I started running out of them, and so I went to those GZK, and I really liked those. But what I found out a few months ago was that even though I wasn't holding my fingers where I was creating a speed bump, I was holding my fingers in a way where that bump was creating its own speed bump. I don't know if that
Speed
makes
bump.
sense, but
Yep,
so I was actually knocking, even though it was easier for me to hold with that, it was making me less accurate. So I
yep.
stopped using those. And that's actually when I decided to start making some pouches because I just wanted some and I'd always thought it would be fun to try making them. So I haven't shot them really enough one way or the other to this to say I shoot one way or the other, but I have shot them that way, and I
Yep.
know what you're talking about. And I think I could be wrong about this, but I think I heard Jordan say that he shoots them that way. Um, Actually, maybe
Rough
not
side,
because I
eh?
don't think. Well, I don't think Jordan shoots kangaroo patches, so I may be mistaken about that. But
Hmm.
I heard somebody else that's a really good shooter tell me that they did it that way for exactly the reason you're saying.
Yeah.
And whoever told me that, it was somebody that's enough of a top tier shooter that it caught my attention, and I thought maybe there's something to it, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was kind of weird. Like I was a little bit on the shock side to see that would actually made sense. But in
Hmm.
practice, like for me, I don't know. What is everybody in the chat here? How many we got? We got 19 people. What is everyone on the chat when you're shooting your pouches? Slick slide on your fingers or rough side on your fingers? Which one do you like better? Ah, I'm glad you're getting some information out of this, Cody. See what they say. Yo, what's up, Zach?
Well, I think this actually could even apply to some microfiber pouches because some of them have that back that's kind of a fake leather.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it was
But
Jordan that told me that. I don't know, but somebody said it to me, and
and also the good thing about those other microfiber pouches, like like the ones that the Omega Slings has, and they're just like a material. See if I have one here. Yeah, I do. Sorry about the close up, guys. Nobody deserves that. Here you go. One of these guys where it's basically the same on both sides, but they've got a decent grip on them.
uh huh.
They got some material where your rough side on fingers. Yeah, rough side on fingers. Hey Butler, what's up, buddy? Bishop, what's happening? Dave, what's going on? These two look like Danny DeVito's lost cousins. We are 100%. Rough side on fingers. Uncle Larry, you're the man. How you doing? Slick on fingers. Interesting, Kevin.
With Rue. See, and I'm kind of like Kevin. I kind of like the slick side, and
Yeah,
it's
you like
not
it too?
really anything. It's not really anything to do with my shooting. I would probably be more accurate if I flipped it around. I like it just because of the feel of it. It reminds me of an old baseball glove, and I
Oh
used to love
yeah.
playing baseball.
Slick for Hoggy? Oh, interesting. I'm sure it's pretty much split.
For me, what I found, and again, it's been a while since I shot kangaroo enough to actually go through a pouch, but once I broke them in, I really liked the slick side out because then it was kind of more like a baseball glove type consistency, and it had that natural pit kind of formed in it. Um, but yeah, it would do the same thing flipped around, I guess. I'll have to try it.
It's funny you mentioned that thing about the baseball glove. I had my dad had a baseball glove a bunch of years ago, and he bought
Uh-huh.
me my own. He bought me my own, and I was like, I always just wanted to shoot his, not because it was his, just because it was so worn in and soft and supple in that thing that when
Right.
you slid your hand in there and it was like, oh my god, this is awesome.
And
My glove was so firm, and I tried everything. Like I put the baseball in it, wrapped it up on elastics, trying to get it to form out and all this stuff. And it took years for it to get half as good as
yeah.
my dad. You know,
Did
took
you
years.
did I mean I know there's the Blue Jays and stuff up there, but is Little League like as big up in Canada as it is down here when you're growing up and stuff?
We when I was a kid, I had many friends that played baseball. It was all over the place. It was like one of the bigger sports to play, really. Um,
Uh-huh.
I haven't really heard anything about it in years. I have a buddy of mine that has a son who plays baseball, but I don't know if it's as big as it used to be anymore, or I really don't know.
I don't know how big it is down here anymore for kids, but I don't have kids that age. When my kids were growing up, they still played Little League, but I grew up baseball was my favorite sport playing, but I never played Little League or on a team. It was just sandlot ball in the neighborhood. I loved that though.
Same as me. Same as me.
Yeah.
We used to get a bunch of buddies together and we'd play baseball. And as we got older into our late teens, we used to go out and play baseball and get drunk. That was pretty much it. All the boys would get outside. We'd be joking, talking shit to each other, having a couple of pops, and just cracking balls all over the place. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah,
I did plenty of drinking too, but that came later and lasted for years, and I
yeah,
put that all behind me too.
yeah, yeah. I started young, but all that's behind me now.
Yeah.
I very very rarely drink anymore. Yeah,
Augie said he
snowball
played
up there.
sandlot
Yeah,
ball.
yeah. It's a
It was
lot
a
of fun.
dream.
Yeah, we used to also get football games going. It was uh it was pretty wild. We'd get out there and we just absolutely beat the shit out of each other, joke around about it, and tackle football, no equipment, just smashing each
Yeah.
other, blowing each other up, and then we all like high five each other and we go out and party and have some fun with our buddies, and it was a good time.
Well, I wasn't going to bring this up, but since we brought up football, I would be remiss to not say something about my local Hoosiers here at IU. They pulled off quite the surprise this season. Did you see that? I don't know if you follow
Which
college football up there. IU, Indiana
power.
University.
No, I very rarely watch any kind of TV anymore. I used to be a
Yeah.
I u- yeah I used to be a huge Jets fan back in the day. Like they were. I'm sorry. I know. I understand the stigma that goes along with that. You know, I don't think they've won a Super Bowl since like 1974 or something, like the year before I was born. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. I was a huge fan of them, and I watched football religiously all the way through. I was a Hurricanes fan. Anyway, I watch college ball and everything, but I basically stopped watching TV. I don't watch it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm not a huge sports fan. Like I like a good game if it's on, but I'm not going to plan my weekend around it, you know.
No,
Um,
no, no.
but yeah, the local college here, the college I work for actually, which hasn't traditionally been known for their football, they've been a bigger basketball school, won the
Mm.
national championship down here
Oh,
this
wow.
year, and it was a big deal, yeah, for them to do it.
That's actually pretty cool, And I actually prefer going to watch some of the younger guys. Like I used to go watch hockey games. We have this team called the Lions. They were, I guess, young. I don't know what you call it, if it was bantam or whatever it is, like age like 12 to 14 or 12 to 15, somewhere in there. But we had a
Okay.
we had a team up here that played hockey that was they were dominant for years and years and years, and you can go watch pretty damn good hockey from these kids at for free. We go there and watch them
Yeah,
play, and they'd have all these teams. We'd show up at the rink. They had they had a little bar there and a place you can get some food, and you can get like hot dogs and French fries really really cheap for like $5.
right.
Good afternoon, watching hockey, hanging out with your friends. They had a little arcade in there and all kinds of stuff. So we used to do that a lot. It was fun. Andre
When I
Julius.
was in high school, my where I live in southern Indiana, hockey, hasn't traditionally been a really big sport. But when I was in high school, there was a factory in upstate New York that closed, and they opened a lot of the families from up there moved on to southern Indiana. So all of a sudden, hockey got really big, and our hockey team at our school got really good. Um, we didn't have a hockey team at our school, but the local rink
Oh
started
yeah,
a team, and it was hockey caught on down here, so it was kind of fun. Yeah, I
yeah. That
enjoyed
that's like a
watching it.
religion up here. It's pretty serious. Yeah. I was at a hockey game one time. The Montreal Canadiens were playing the Vancouver Canucks, and shit got out of hand with one of the Vancouver fans, and a brawl broke out. The guy
Oh
got
wow.
picked up. The guy got picked up pretty much, and he was like, I don't know if you've ever seen the seats in a hockey arena, but like it's very very steep. You're just kind of
Uh-huh.
like, so everyone's got a good view. And this poor guy got picked up and tossed down like eight rows of
Oh
chairs, and
geez.
oh yeah, it went crazy. Yeah, they had it's like they had a SWAT team on hand to come in and break it up. It was crazy.
It's
Yeah,
the old saying, I went to a fight and a hockey game broke out.
yeah, pretty much, pretty much. Yeah. Hockey and
Oh,
soccer are picking up down here, eh? Oh, interesting. Huh.
oh, down in
So what's
Tennessee.
interesting? I know the hockey's really starting to pick up down in the U.S. though. That's pretty cool. I'm
Yeah,
glad to see it.
when we were in Florida last week, the hotel that we were staying at, it was in Clearwater, and the Cincinnati Football Club, which I guess is Cincinnati's professional soccer team, was staying at the hotel we were at. And I don't really follow soccer, so I didn't know who any of them were, but they were walking around the hotel.
Oh,
And
wow.
I told my wife, I said, I should Google one of their names real quick and then walk over and ask them if they do a little clip for my channel or something. Act
Uh,
like I knew who they were.
yeah, that would have been a good call.
um,
So I got to ask you, how many
yeah.
frames you got? How many slingshots you got?
Oh, um, I'll tell you what, I will walk down to my garage and show you because I got them all hanging up.
Oh, cool.
So we pour through the house here. Hopefully everybody's decent. Yeah, I was. I was going to do this from the garage out here, but it's so cold out here. My garage isn't heated.
It's like Axiom Adventures Cribs. That's it.
See if I can do this without blowing a fuse. Oh, geez. Maybe not that one.
Oh,
So
that's good.
I got them hanging up. 1, 2,
Oh, cool.
3, 4, 5, 6. Those dates and nights. So it looks like about 47 right here hanging up. I think I got a few stragglers laying around different
Well,
places. Yeah, I don't have a huge collection.
do you have a
Um,
favorite?
do I have a favorite? Yeah, actually, I think out of the mass-produced ones, it's probably the Simple Shot Axiom right now.
Yeah, quite nice.
Not, I like the Pro version a little better because the weight. Um, it's hard to say. Do I have a favorite though? Because I like all of them.
Yeah,
Um, I was
I've been
trying to
asked that.
see.
I've been asked that a few times too, and it's kind of hard because I mean, if I'm going to talk about my favorite, it's probably my design, but of course, it's made for me, so
Mhm.
that's why I like it. Like I am a pinky hole guy. I like the forks from the what the hell's that thing called? The companion from Catapult Carnage. There's a few things, but I've got like I like my Avro. I like my Avro. It's probably my favorite. It's one I definitely shoot the best, I think. But
That's a pretty design. I like that.
yeah, it's pretty nice, man. It's pretty nice. Shoots well. I like it all the way around. I got these nice metal cores and aluminum cores in there. But another frame that I'm so addicted to lately, I'm grabbing either this one or that one, and that's my hooligan from Prime Fork.
See, I love the what do you call them? Asymmetric or whatever, the frames that are not even on both sides. I love the
Yep.
design of those, but I just can't shoot them. Every time I try, I'm
Shoot
horrible with
low.
them. Shoot
Do you find
low.
you shoot low, a little low with them?
Oh, do I find I shoot low?
Yeah.
I don't. I never really paid attention to what it is. I just don't get along with them. But I have some. I love the designs of them. I like the if it was just a visual thing, that would be probably what I'd pick.
Yeah.
Um, this frame, I would say, is probably close to being one of my favorites because it's pretty special to me. It's a Nova from Dave Longworth,
Oh
and
wow.
this is one of the metal ones he made. I don't think he's got any more of these clipped OTT like this, but the reason this one is my favorite is because he bought a lanyard bead he thought looked like me and put
Oh, that's
it.
cool.
So that's why that's my favorite because Dave customized that one to look like me.
Oh, that's so cool.
But yeah, I'd like to get something like you got hanging up and back because I just got all these hanging up on nails down here. Um, I'd like to have some way to display some of the prettier ones.
Yeah, I've got 96 of them hung up here, and some of them
Uh
have got
huh.
like two or three. Some of them have like two or three in a pocket. Like if I've got like
Hmm.
a spot for Avros, I put multiple Avros in there. If I've got a spot for my Apex Plus, I got two of them. I've got my my Tri Grip. I've got two of those in there. I've got two of them I got from Hoggy. The help me out, Hoggy. Is the Axiom and what was the other one? I always forget. Uh, anyway, I got a bunch of doubles and triples in here. Some of them from there. Anyway, I've got that extra pouch there. I'm hoping to get all my stuff. Like I've got two Aries that I don't have up there. I got tons. I got tons of them. There's slingshots everywhere. It's almost stupid.
Now that one you were just holding up that you made a few minutes ago with the pinky hole.
This one here? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So is that the one I was watching you talk about it on one of your lives, and you said that you got the pinky hole just a little bit off, but you liked it better that way? Is that one?
Well, no, that was one of the ones I was making, and I had the pinky hole that was off just a little bit, but
Uh huh.
it I actually prefer it symmetrical. But the problem wasn't the pinky hole. It was the pin down at the bottom was off center.
Oh, okay.
That was the issue. This is the one that I had to have returned.
Oh,
I mean, it
see,
came out real nice. You know.
because I was actually thinking that offset pinky hole may actually be a genius idea, because sometimes the pinky holes, unless they're like the oblonged ones, if they're right in the
Yeah.
middle, they're not right in the right place for me.
Yeah, like in this case, it's in the middle, but I have it up off the bottom. So if you wear
Uh-huh.
a size, like the whole purpose for me for the pinky hole is to make sure that my hand is very close up to the top fork.
Uh-huh.
So when I'm shooting, I want to look right down that. I want to look right down those bands and right off that fork tip. And I find that if it's a little long, I find I end
Uh-huh.
up shooting to the left. When I'm
Right.
really, really up close to that fork tip, I shoot dead straight with it. And
Yeah. I
that 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 was my goal. So I wear a size large / extra large glove, and that
okay.
locks my hand in right on that point.
So I agree with you. I have to be right up on my fork tips, or I do the same thing. And I don't have to have a pinky hole. I shoot well with frames that don't have them, but I
Yep.
do like them when they're there. My and they're in the right place. My pinky just naturally goes into them. But an example of um, what I like versus what I don't care for would be on the Enzos versus the original um,
I'm with you
Target
100%.
Masters. I love
I
the pinky hole on the Enzo, but on the Target Master, it doesn't line up for me.
I actually had a design going called the Blue Bastard that I called it, and I took the forks from the Avro. It was actually the prequel to the Avro. I took that fork design from this, but I added it in around ass end instead of a pointy one like this, and I put the oblong shaped
Okay.
Enzo pinky hole in it. Yeah, but I couldn't get my template proper. It was very difficult getting the template together on that.
Yeah, I can imagine that would be. I say all this from a non-builder perspective, because I do not have the woodworking or whatever, my card work, any of that skill to do that stuff. I admire anybody that can do it. Um, the extent of my skills is about this cutting leather, cutting pouches out of leather,
Well,
about
I'll
as
tell you
crafty
this
as
though,
I get.
Andrew. Your pouches are badass, dude. Like
I
one
appreciate
of my
that.
favorite pouches of all time was the Warrior Mongol pouch.
Uh huh.
And it was basically this design, except for a couple of tweaks. It was a little fatter, and the cutout on the side here was actually a little deeper,
For the
which
band.
I didn't really like. It actually this I prefer this, and I prefer the stretched out version of it. I really like that.
Okay.
And it's a very, very good pouch. I actually find this is actually a superior pouch to the Warrior Mongol pouch, which used to be my old favorite.
Man, that's high
Yeah,
praise.
it's very
Um,
good. It's a
I
very good
have
pouch,
that.
Steve.
I am a big fan of the Warrior pouches. I still have a bag here that I kept, um, of all
Is
the
that the
ones that I
Apache?
had. I don't know what all I have in here. Let me open it. Uh, I ordered some of these myself, and then Chris Edwards down in Florida sent me a few of them. Um, but once I realized I couldn't get them anymore, I started saving them, primarily because I knew that someday I may want to do a design similar to some of them.
Yeah.
This one I believe this one was called the Navy SEAL, and
Oh
it's
yeah,
interesting. This is a microfiber on one side and some kind of rubber um, camouflaged canvas on the other. And I
yeah.
made one. I got a die that was similar to that one. Um, but I think this may be the one you're talking about. This is a microfiber, but it's
You
a
drop it down a little bit more.
microfiber
Yeah, that's it.
warrior.
Yep, that's my
Yeah.
Mongol pouch right there.
But this is a microfiber one. I didn't buy that. I think Chris Edwards sent me that.
Yeah, I had a couple of these. He also had some with like a material on the back side and the leather on the front side.
Yeah,
It was
some
very
kind of
interesting.
canvas.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if I have one of those laying here. I don't have any of those. These were the ones that I really liked from him. They were called the Knights, and
Yep.
so I tried to get the ones that I nicknamed the the broad axes. That's what I made that was similar to the Knights. And no, I really enjoyed the Warrior pouches, and whenever I got into the sport, um, it wasn't too
That's
long
kind of like
before that
these
guy.
ones, eh? The Knights were kind of like these, similar to that, weren't they?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
they're nice pouches.
but I was
What
only
are these
able.
ones made out of? What are these ones made out of, Andrew?
Oh, that's just microfiber.
It's kind of firm though. I like it.
Well, I'll tell you what, I ended up that particular sample, that yellow sample
Yeah.
came. I got that with one of the dye that I bought. They sent that as just like a small sample, so I
So
just
like, here,
cut
try
some of
this.
those. Yeah, I just cut some of those up and was sending them out. And I actually bought um, somewhere around here. Bought a big orange roll of that, so I have a big roll of microfiber in case anybody wants pouches made out of it, but I don't particularly prefer myself.
I don't know, I'm gonna give these a try because you sent me some that are like this, and these ones are pretty good too. I like these ones, but for how I don't know if I ever told you how I set my stuff up. I've tried the black ones.
Uh-huh.
These are great. These are great. They're a little bit different for me because I like to shoot when I'm shooting to make sure everything lined up. I always line up the edge of my pouch. That's why I shoot a specific size of pouch. So
Uh-huh.
this one, I believe it's like 15. I think it's 15 millimeter. Yeah. So this guy here is like 15 or like maybe 14 or 13 or something like that millimeter wide. And what I do is I line this guy up with the crease of my finger. I don't know if I could show that here, but like I guess like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, I know what you're
Okay.
talking about.
Yeah, I line that up. So when I do my draw on my anchor, I'm locked into the exact same space all the time. This way, when I release it, my chubby cheeks don't touch the pouch on my release and all that. These ones are around a centimeter wide. Yeah, they're around a centimeter wide. So I have to remember because I've got that muscle memory thing when I'm doing things and I have everything all set up exactly the same. Whenever I'm loading, I'm always putting it in my finger, getting ready, shoot, getting ready, shoot. I don't really pay attention to where it's going. All I know is as long as it touches that crease in my finger, I'm there. So with this one, I just have to remind myself to move it off my crease about 2 millimeters, and then
Calculated in.
I line up in the exact same space. But the thickness of this pouch and the way it feels like I'm gonna make a band set of this. Actually, I'm gonna try this out.
Well,
I need a new band. I need a new band set on the Avro anyway.
I'll
So
tell you
we're gonna be
something
trying this.
interesting, Mark, about that black leather on that. I call it a BB pouch, but it's really more of a 1/4 inch pouch.
Yep.
So that leather there is the 0.8 millimeter. That was that thin stuff. I haven't made any of that particular style of that cut, that BB size, out of the 1 millimeter stuff, which is the thicker brown leather. Um,
Yeah. And I'm assuming this one's around 1.5, right?
that's about 1.2, I think, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I like this. I think I like this thickness. I don't
And
know.
I
It's like
actually, somewhere around here, yeah, right here, I think I took a piece of that microfiber and I glued it on to some of that leather just to kind of experiment a little bit. I've
oh,
just been
interesting.
doing some experimenting in my garage, and I don't know if I can find it anywhere right here off the top of my head, but I have been doing some wet molding where I've been taking this 8 or 9.5 millimeter, whatever size ammo, and making some molds and some 2x4s and trying to wet mold the kangaroo leather to the shape of the ammo so it almost has like a pit pouch built into it. Or
I
I
did
guess
that.
did you do
I
that?
did that. Yeah, I did that with the with the Warrior Mongol pouches. I would take
Okay.
my 5/16 ammo, and I would take like an alligator clip. So I'd fold it over with the ammo.
Mm-hmm.
I'd take like an alligator clip and just pinch it here so it stayed in position. And you know that foam that you put like on a child's floor so they don't bang their head or anything like that when they're
Yeah.
playing? I took 2 pieces of that and I sandwiched in between it and I hit it with a clamp, and
Well,
it would
I'll,
pinch everything around the ball, and it worked very good like that. And you
that's
leave it
kind
there
of
till it
like
dries.
that's what I've been trying. I don't know if I can show you here, but so I got a 2x4, and I've been putting some drilling holes the size of the ammo in there, and then using some foam like this to weigh down over the top of it, so the foam kind of encompasses the whole piece of leather until it dries.
Yep.
It's worked pretty well to do them like one at a time like that. But I've been
Yeah.
trying to make some molds so I can put like a whole batch of them in here and make them like that. And it's just a matter of getting the timing, or not the timing, but the spacing just right on the holes so I can drill a whole board of them out like that. But
Yeah.
if I get
I
it,
found with the larger alligator clip, I was actually able to grab 2 at a time. So
okay,
I was locking 2 pouches in so that the clip would grab it like this, and have like enough room for 2, even maybe 3 actually. I never tried 3, but there's probably enough. I was just worried about the little dips in the alligator clips, so I didn't want to put like a funny mark on them.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it worked good. It worked good, and
Well,
I used to soak them up, and then I mean, after shooting them for a long time with those rue leather pouches, they will start to form out that way, like they kind of shape out in the
right,
ball, and
right.
they will get there. But man, when they do, they're a pleasure to shoot. They're really
That's
really nice.
exactly, and that's what I talk about, like that baseball glove feeling when they get like that. That's what I love.
Yeah,
But yeah, the little holes that you were talking about getting put in there from the alligator clips or the teeth on there, that's exactly what I was trying to get away from by using like a board or something on top of it to weigh them down, and the foam in between there. I don't exactly know how I'm going to do it or if it's going to work,
but
but
those clips I'm talking about, the ones you would
uh,
see in the office. It's like
oh, I
it's
know what you're talking about, like to hold like notes together.
yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I
Okay, I
use.
was thinking,
But
I was thinking of like electrical clips.
no. But they usually have like a one little cutout inside that
Yeah,
thing, like
yeah,
right around the center, where the little springs will go in, so they could flip up.
yeah.
And that's what I was concerned about, was getting that little groove in my pouch. But
I see what you're
that's why I
saying.
only did 2. Yeah,
I see what you're saying. I work with wires and stuff a lot, so I was just thinking of like the alligator clips that you use for wires. But
yeah,
yeah, those actually, yeah, yeah, that's actually a good idea. I may try to do something like
yeah.
that.
And if you buy the bigger ones, they'll hold multiple ones. I only had one big enough to hold like 2, maybe 3, but
Yeah,
I would have been in that little slot where the clip part goes. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. What's
That's
up,
a good
Deez?
idea. What is up? I'm having so much fun chatting, I forget there's other people here.
Yeah, in a way, I kind of feel bad when I'm doing these co-lives because I kind of forget about people in the chat. But on the same time, I have so much fun in these co-lives talking to people, so it's a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
it is a lot of fun. Sometime if you have time, I'd love to have you come on my channel and do a roundtable chat with me. And I've been trying to get
You
Hoggy on there forever.
Hoggy, let's do it together, bro.
Yeah,
Let's get
maybe
on
you
there.
could, maybe you could talk him into it.
Yeah, I'll lean on him there. I'll lean on him, Andrew. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
coming
they're
for
a
you,
lot of
Hoggy.
fun. I
Yeah,
just started doing those because like I had so much fun sitting around the campfires and stuff at tournaments. And I was
yeah,
thinking, man, I wish, kind of because I work in IT, and I was thinking, man, I wish we could do this on a Zoom call from home or something. And then I was like, that's it.
that's
We'll
it.
do that. So I
Hey,
have a lot
man,
of fun just,
the next time you're having one of those, just let me know when I'm in. That simple.
okay. Well, you know what? I may see what I can round up for, I work again tonight, and I work, next time I have off is Wednesday night, I think, but I'm going to be snowed in for a few days here. So maybe see what I can figure out for next weekend,
All right, sounds good.
and I will pester Hoggy.
If ATO does it, and
And
we'll
we'll add
add Patrick
Patrick.
Richardson too.
Patrick's been on there. Okay. All right. We'll get it going. I am going to have to
Yeah,
jump off here, though, Mark. I'm getting tired.
no worries. I totally understand, man. Whatever. What you've been working for 12 hours straight already. It must have been
Yeah.
rough. Yeah.
It wasn't too bad, but I'm starting to feel a little bit. I'm starting to be a little loopy.
Okay, I get
I
it.
know
No, no
it's
worries.
it's hard for other people to tell when I get loopy, but I can feel it inside.
Yeah. So whenever
Man,
you're ready, you let me know.
okay, this has been a lot of fun, man. I've really enjoyed it.
Andrew,
Yeah,
you're the freaking man, dude. We should definitely do this again sometime. And I'm my channel, your channel doesn't matter. Let's just do it. It's fun.
absolutely, absolutely. So now that I know how easy it is, yeah, I'll do this again. Sometime. Um, I know you've done a few of them in the evenings. If you're going to do something in the evening, holler at me and see if I'm free or not. Because I'm here. I can, if I'm not working, I can do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
All right.
Sounds good to
I've
me.
had a lot of fun. Thank you, everybody in the chat, and thank you, Mark, for letting me jump on here.
Oh man, I'm glad that we actually finally got it to work. Well, kind of. It's not 100% working, but it's there.
Well, I got my ugly face
Yeah.
out there. That's what matters.
both of us, both of us
All
done some
right.
damage to the internet today.
Take care, man. It's been
take it,
fun.
take,
See ya.
yeah, take it easy, brother. Bye bye. Whoa, look at that. That's a whole lot of ATO right there. All right, folks, I got to ask you, when you're looking at me right now, do you only see my glasses? That's on my screen. That's all I see. It's just big old head. That's it. That was a lot of fun. I've been wanting to talk to Andrew for a long time. He's a really cool dude, man. So what's up, everybody? How you guys doing? So I figure I'm going to be busting out a couple of band sets here. I want to test out these microfiber pouches, head and shoulders, just head and shoulders, eh? Okay, it's kind of weird. On my screen, for whatever reason, it's like, I wonder if I could do this. Hold on a second. Let's see what happens. Go. No, it's telling me to rotate back sideways again. It won't let me go vertical for whatever reason. I don't know. I have been having trouble with lives on YouTube lately. Andrew and I tried to do this a while back, and it didn't work out. I ended up going live alone, and he joined us in the chat, which was not zoomed in for me. I see you. Okay, how you doing, Scott? I saw you chatting back there, but we were just chatting too much. I forgot to say hi to you. But how you doing, bro? Not zoomed in. Okay, so it seems to be working. Yeah, Andy's a cool guy. He's a really cool guy, man. I'm actually glad I got to chat with him a little bit. I've been following his channel for quite some time, and I seen him on Facebook and all kinds of stuff, and I was glad to shoot the shit with him. He's a really good dude. I'm looking forward to doing that round table thing with him too. I think that'll be a lot of fun. I've seen it a couple of times. Slept late, yeah, man. I went out for a dinner last night. We went to this Louisiana style restaurant, which was freaking fantastic. If you're ever in the Montreal area, I highly recommend Restaurant Nola. Really good stuff. And man, we went pretty hard on that. Screen looks fine for me. I don't know what's been going on lately. I don't know. I can't seem to get YouTube to work properly for me. On all my lives, everything's just a giant clusterfuck. It sucks. I was kind of hoping to have it's my 18 to 12. Yeah. I was kind of hoping to have Andrew on, but the last time I was doing a cool live, it didn't work. Couldn't get it to work at all. Like it wouldn't. Like, when you guys are doing cool lives and you do go live together or whatever it is, and you push that button and you send them a link, it would go to the next thing, but my screen would just be black. One of our screens was always black. It wouldn't work. And anyway, I don't know what that was all about, but I tried doing some cool lives in between, and it still wouldn't work, and it was getting a little bit frustrating. So the other week, or I think it was last weekend, or was it last weekend or the weekend before, I didn't do a Sunday morning coffee at all. I just fuck this. I kind of gave up a little. It is what it is, but yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. I've been shooting and messing around a little bit with these zero point 0.4 Omega slings, and I'm quite liking them. They're really nice elastic. They shoot nice and fast for my 1/4 inch ammo. So anyway, I've got these little 1/4 inch ammos here that shoot quite nicely, and I'm digging it. Yeah, what's up, Dale? I was up babysitting late. Some Maple Burl stabilizing. Oh, cool. Maple Burl, hey, that's some nice stuff. That's some really nice stuff. So I think what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to cut just a little bit off of these bands. I had the last couple of ones I made. They had a lot of stretch. I could pull them way back here. I think I'm going to take like a 0.5 centimeter off, maybe 5 mil, and then we'll dress these guys up and see how they shoot afterwards. I think it should be a little bit quicker, and I think that's what we're looking for. So, yo, my brother's in the house. How you doing, Shades? Let's see if I can line these guys up. I'll get a little ruler on them or something to lock them in place and try to trim off a tiny little bit off these guys. I should have done it before. Just locked them up and gave them a little snip, but I think I'll be able to do it this way. I've got my funny ruler there. See how many I can get done here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get 6. We'll do 6. I'll come back and get the other 2 later. There we go. Just cut a little bit off. We should be in business here. There we go. There we go. Get rid of these little bits. Yeah, I'm curious to try these pouches out. They actually feel really damn good. Your room looking good, mister? Well, thank you. I got my collection all set up there. Got a bunch of them up on the door, and all of those hanging there. I think I got around 96 to 100 up on there. I got some doubles and triples, so I got a bunch of them up there, and got a shit ton of garbage on my table here. I gotta really clean this room up. I've been working so hard in the garage lately. I was thinking about moving all this stuff down into the garage, but had a change of heart. If I'm going to be building, which I think I might be stopping building pretty soon, it seems that everything here is just falling apart. My biggest supporters were down in the U.S. I used to do all these. Sales, I guess you can call them, or what do you call them? Raffles and stuff. And a lot of them were from people down in the U.S. But now, if I want to sell to the U.S., the shipping rules is just stupid. So I don't know. I'm thinking about just calling it quits, saying that's it for the thing. So I've got this one Avro that's left that I can't ship to the U.S. I had a buyer set up and made for it, but the American government's requiring it's requiring a social insurance number of the person who it's being sent to, which is just ridiculous. So from Canada, so I give up. Yeah, I'm done. What's up, Bishop? I shoot 8mm from the Simple Shot clay bands, and they're pretty good performance. Oh, I bet those clay bands that they sell or that they have coming with some of their bands. It's actually they're actually perfect in my opinion for 8mm and down. They're really, really good. 8mm or clays. It's pretty good. I shot a little bit of the 1/4 inch stuff with them, and it's okay with the 1/4 inch, but I prefer the 5/16 with that. Hey, thanks, Shades. Yeah, I was so basically the frame is going to be available for anybody who wants it in the UK or anywhere else in the world but the US, unfortunately. So once once our governments are done shitting on each other and they actually figure out a way to fucking get along, we can get back to shipping down there and see how it goes. But it is what it is. With DHL, eh? Huh. Maybe I'll check it out. I know it seemed that way with the with FedEx too. That's what the guy told me. It kind of pissed me off actually. I got a little angry with the UPS guy. He's sitting there talking shit about, no, it's the new Trump rules. I'm like, yeah, how about you just shut your fucking mouth and tell me what the rules are? How about we just do that? Let's start with that. It's kind of funny. They whine and bitch. They whine and bitch about Trump all the time, and they don't realize that our Canadian government's trying to turn us into a bunch of fucking commies. Crazy, but it is what it is. Yeah, maybe that would work. I guess I could. I was chatting with one of the guys on Discord the other day, and he was telling me that if I wanted to sell some, I can. If I was going to make it down to ECST or whatever, I could send them over to him, and he would bring them. Ooh, that feels good. He would bring them over and drop them off for me to the people, but I would have to make sure that they're showing up. I wouldn't want him, carrying around my shit all the time. I'd feel bad about that a little bit. But anyway, I mean, it is what it is at this point. I mean, if I can get this all worked out and figured out, it would be kind of nice. It'd be kind of nice, and I can just start going to the mailbox like a normal human being and sending things to people that are my friends in a different country. But and we'll have to wait for that to be figured out, I guess. Yeah. Start Etsy shop. Pretty global market. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. At least I can get rid of some of the ones that I have here. That'll be pretty decent. I've got one that's kind of in the works. I'm just in the sanding process of it. It's that micarta one with the split core. That one's just about done. I got a couple of wood ones. I was hoping to raffle this one off. This is that paddock one with the gold. I was going to raffle this one off. It came up pretty good. Shoots pretty nice. This was my I was going to keep it as my personal shooter, but I don't know. I might just keep this one. But to have like a half natty, I don't have a half natty here, so I figured I'd keep that one. It's not perfect, but I've got this one here that's going out to Simon at Wasp. That one's going out there soon. That one came out real nice. I honestly, man, the one with the Purple Heart. I just when I found out all the problems that I was having with the with the shipping, I just stopped everything. I'm just like, fuck this, man. It's discouraging. You're trying to get things taken care of and put together, and I don't know. I was just like, fuck it. Why bother building them, wasting my fucking time if I can't sell them? But I might look into that and get myself get myself a little Etsy shop going and get that thing done. Well, for this one here, the original plan was to get rid of this guy for around 200 Canadian shipped. I was asking for 170 US. It's what I originally sold it for. But at this point, I don't know. We can talk about it if you want. I'd rather just get it out of my hands at this point. And if you're interested, Cody, hit me up and we can talk about it and work something out. Yeah, it's kind of frustrating, but having a whole bunch of slingshots lying around that I'm not going to shoot just doesn't make sense. That's a bargain. You think so, Shades? I know you quite like yours. You got an absolute beauty. One of my favorite slingshots I ever made. Actually, Shades got right now. It's an absolute beauty of a sling. It's got lime green and carbon fiber, all wrapped and tucked out. It's a sweetie. I like that one. I like that one a lot. Yeah, 200 Canadian. Oops, 200 Canadian is like $60 anywhere else. So it's kind of funny, but it is what it is. Eventually, I'm going to want to get my personal shooter all dolled up and have this guy set up pretty nice. It's kind of neat. We got a couple of Canadians out here with some Avros in their hands, which is nice. There we go. I like these pouches, man. They feel pretty good. I sent some targets to Weston down in Texas with chit chats, and they deal with custom stuff well. But I'm holding my breath until they get to him. Yeah, I have shipping trauma, man. Me too, man. I've had so many fucking problems. I sent the last one. I sent down to Kyle. I sent down to Kyle. It was supposed to take 9 days, and it took like 5 weeks to get down to Barbados. And then we had what was the other one? There was another one that just took forever to get down there. It kind of sucks because I have some stuff I want to send. I want to send to Leon, and I have some things I want to send to Hoggy, but I can't send anything because of all the fucking problems with shipping. So I just don't know what I'm going to do at this point. Anyway, it is what it is. I mean, the one I have that I want to send down to Hoggy is going to take some time. I still got to finish that one up, but as long as I don't screw it up, I should be able to send it down there when all the bullshit stops. Oh, man. Oh, there it is. Hopefully it's in here. Is that the right size? Let's see. Nope. How about this one? This one feels it. Yes, sir. There we go. There we go. Now we're in business. Oh, yeah, it's got a lot more zip on them now. Oh, man, I want to go shoot. It sucks. I'll get everything figured out. I should become the Canadian sling broker. You should. Yeah, I've had a bunch of slingshots have gone missing in the mail recently, and then I decided to go with couriers. I got one sent down to the U.S. I got one sent down to two sent down to the U.S. No problem through through UPS, and I thought I was all dialed in, and then I went go drop off this last one, and everything fell apart again. I was like, fucking shit. It's just annoying. I can't trust Canada Post. They're always on fucking strike and they're whining and bitching about something. And then you've got the couriers now that are handcuffed. Maybe DHL will be able to get near it, but I gotta find a DHL delivery place that's near me. The only ones that I had was FedEx and UPS. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm kind of frustrated. Just giant slingshot just north of the border. Yeah. We'll toss them over the wall. We'll toss them over the wall like they do with drugs at the prisons. Yeah. All right, guys. Meet me at the border at 6. We got some slingshots coming in. I got some 1mm Omega slings. We can cut a taper of 4 inches to I don't know. What do you think? 4 inches to an inch. We'll do a nice, real long elongation. We'll stretch it back a half kilometer and let it rip. Little parachutes on the boxes. Shit, we'll be like the new Amazon. Yeah, that'd be fun. The Sling Cartel. I don't know, man. It might be a little risky. I think that could turn out to drop us into an international incident. We'll end up being, we'll end up being nuked. We'll end up being nuked by the U.S. and thinking the Canadian military is coming. The first we sent the geese, and now this. Oh my God, it'd be the end of it. Going in with our Air Force, honking at everybody, and then now we're chucking slingshots over the border. Fuck. You think Trump was pissed? You think Trump was pissed off first with us with all the fentanyl coming in? Now imagine, shit. Now we're arming the citizens. Dennis the Menace Army. Where there's a will, there's a way. Yes, sir, there is. Oh man. Oh yeah. All right. So that's 2 set up. Now these microfiber pouches, man. I don't know. I never felt anything like that before. It's really thick. I'm curious to see how they're going to stretch out with shooting, but so far they feel really good. Have I? No, I haven't tried the 1mm yet. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It's like, where'd that roll go? I don't know where I put the roll, but I gotta. It's kind of weird when you're holding it in your hand. It really feels so thick. It's just wild. I'm really digging the 0.4 though. I've got the Olympus green at 0.4, and I've got the white in 0.4, and it's really really nice. I don't really know what I'm going to do with the 0.4. It seems, or with the 1mm. It seems kind of extra heavy to me. Oh, here. I was doing all that talking about the Blue Bastard there. Maybe if Andrew catches the rest of this later. This is the prototype of the Blue Bastard. I've been kind of working on it to see how it was going to turn out, but it's pretty nice. If I can get a template built of these, I'll start making these someday. Maybe we'll see. This one also shoots very very nice. But I screwed up and I got linen micarta with it, and the reason why I called it the Blue Bastard was because of the amount of trouble I had trying to get this, trying to drill the holes in it. When I was drilling the holes, it just kept chicken and maple burl. You got it. I just found it kept getting. What am I looking for? the drill bit kept on getting stuck. It was very gooey. So while I was drilling up to it, it would always pull up into the drill bit, and it got all fucked up. You'll see in here, I had to bind the inside of the holes to make sure that the rib nut stayed in the right spot. It was a total disaster, but I was basically I had no choice. I had to finish it and take some shots with it, and it shot really nice for me. But I don't know. I gotta get a proper template built to this, get it machined out, make sure I got proper everything's good, and then I'll be able to bang out some of those also. But for the time being, that's it. It is what it is. What's the date on this? 2023. Wow, that's old and garbage. Could have been a millionaire. 0.6 Omega stuff is fantastic stuff. Oh, it's really good. Which one do you have? The green or the white shades? I had another pouch. Where'd that go? There's 3 of them. Did I lose one? I think I did. I had 3 of those pouches. Or did I pick it up and put it away by accident? Nope. There's 1. There's 2. Shit, I lost the pouch somewhere. Oh, there it is. Found it. I made a wood Rougarou with Chuckin's blessings. Oh, sweet. It's a nice frame, eh? The Rougarou. I think I prefer the Wendigo, but the Rougarou is pretty damn nice. White Mala, the one I sent to you. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you bought some more after trying that stuff out, but it's good elastic, man. Really good elastic. Plenty of speed. Seems to last forever too, eh, Shades? Yeah, maybe I'll head into the garage a little bit later and take some shots and see how this stuff feels. These little pouches. It's some fun stuff. Won't ship your. Oh, that sucks. It won't ship there at all. I've heard a ton about that guy, but I can't find anything from him. Did he delete all of his stuff? Talk about Chuck and Steel? Yeah, he deleted his account. Well, as long as Sniper Sling Yellow, yeah. The 0.6 Sniper Sling Yellow too was one of the best bands I've ever shot. He was great, 100%. He's a good buddy of mine too. Yeah, I haven't shot the shit with him in a while. Actually, I'm due. I should probably hit him up and see what's up. I was talking with Mikey a while back, just before the holidays, and I was thinking about. I was chatting with him, seeing if he wanted to do a live or whatever it is, but I don't know if I'll be able to get him on or not. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, it's actually a lot of fun. But once you get dialed in, you start shooting, having some fun. It's you'll find it quickly becomes addictive. Just a month, just about Christmas time. Oh, sweet. Hey Cody, if you're looking for any tips to get you kind of dialed in while you're in your shooting experience there, to pick up some things to help you flatten out the curve and be a little quick. I've got a playlist called Quick Tips. I highly recommend you check that out. From everywhere, from anything from release tips, shooting tips, how frame things are going to work. Yo, Andy, how you doing, buddy? How frame widths will affect your accuracy, band making tips, how to dial in your band sets. I got all kinds of great stuff in there. Definitely check it out, dude. I've got a lot of good information, and also in the lives. I recommend you checking out the co-lives I've done uh, with Andy from Sling and Clay and from Jordan. The lives I've done with Jordan. There's a bunch of great information when you start talking sling shit on there. That it's really really good. A lot of good information you could pick up from some of these lives I've done co-lives with. And Andy's a good dude though. Andy Latham is an awesome dude. So is Jordan. Two top dudes in the community by far. I highly recommend checking out those vids. Jordan Smothers, or they call him the Smo Show on YouTube. He's a hell of a shooter. And if you chat with him, tell him ATO sent you. He's a good buddy of mine. I've done a couple of lives with him, and there's pounds of information in there. And actually, on top of all that, if you're ever looking to do any speed shooting or wherever, you got the legend of speed shooting, the machine gun Andy Lowe in the house right now, and he's one of the fastest shooters there is. Check him out. Yep, that's him. That's Smo. Legendary shooter. Actually, it's been a minute since I shot this guy too. Got my Aries here. I'm gonna put some bands on this guy and get him shooting a little bit. Yeah, that'll be pretty cool. ATO, I would like to participate in one of the events in the U.S. How and where? Jessica, well, I think they've got a couple of. If you want to check them out, they've got a couple of them going on. I believe there's ECST that's coming up next year. There is the Hocking Hills tournament that's coming up next year. That's in Ohio, I think, right? And then you've got there's that new one that's coming out, the indoor tournament. Anybody in the chat know the name of it? March 22nd, yeah. 2022 in Indiana, yeah. The Spring Sling in Indiana. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. That's the one. Looks pretty badass, actually. But you could definitely go check those out. Yeah, I don't think I'll be attending any of those tournaments coming up. Apparently, Canadians are going to be required to have a visa now to get into the United States, and whatever. Yeah, seems like too much work for me. Yeah, we'll have to see how all that plays out, but that's the word on the street. I hope it doesn't go that far, but already 50 plus registered from 18 states in Canada. Going to be nice indoors. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Hopefully there's some AC so you don't have to roast out there and get caught in the rain and shit. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty badass. It's the Aries little Chuck and Steel design. This one's made by Tim Henry, a micarta build. And I've got to tell you, man, Tim's micarta is beautiful. I don't know how he gets it so shiny. Polishes it up so nice. There's definitely a few going on. I think at some point I'm going to see if I can arrange a tournament up here in Canada. It'll be pretty cool. Tons of vendors. Hit me up on Facebook if I want more info. Very cool. Are you one of the organizers, Andy? Man. Love my slingshot community and people like you that step up, that show step by step. Thanks. You know what, Jessica? When I first started off, a lot of the tutorials out there was kind of like, how do you shoot a slingshot? Well, you hold the slingshot in your hand, you put ammo in the pouch, you pull back and you shoot. That's how it was. They're really not that good. And I slowly but surely started to really work into when I was figuring things out on my own, because I didn't know anybody who shot or anything, self-taught. I slowly but surely started chipping away and kind of figuring things out and breaking it down and how I did things. And that's where you got all those videos from. All those tutorial videos as I was figuring things out. And I was kind of like, holy shit, I had these eureka moments. And then I would try to prove it out, and then I'd do a video on it. And that's what I've done. And I put up, I think I got a pretty good library of information now, I think, on my channel. I don't know how much more I could do in terms of tutorials, but it seems to be pretty good. And I think it helps out a lot of people. The guy that runs Ninja Warrior reached out to organize it when I was working a simple shot booth in Georgia, bushcraft show. Oh shit, that's cool. Ninja Warrior. Wow, that's crazy. Wow, are they gonna televise it? How fucking cool would that be? Talking about a way to grow the sport. Being held in Ninja Warrior Arena. I only watch your videos and Catapult Carnage. Yeah, Chris has got some good stuff out there too. He was one of the first people that I started watching. One day when I grow up, I want to shoot like Chris, man. That guy's got a laser beam of a shot. Burrow is still bubbling, so let it ride. Yes, sir. How long does it typically take to stabilize one of those burrows? Are you talking like 12, 14 hours type thing, or is it like a couple of hours? How does it work? So I think they kind of vacuum suck it, right? So it kind of forces it into it or something, or adds pressure or something. That's kind of neat, though. I've had natural wood scales on knives before. I like watching his natty making videos too. Yeah, me too. It's freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. Depends on a lot of factors. The vacuum sucks the air out. Then you let it soak. Oh, okay. So it's kind of like it'll suck out some air, then you let it soak for a little while, and when it builds up some air, it sucks in some more. It's kind of the deal. I've seen them kind of like in a big plexiglass chamber, I guess, and you fill it full of that resin or whatever it is. But I never really knew exactly how they work. It's kind of cool. Whenever I was messing around with a lot of that stuff, I would take the natural forks. Actually, I think I have one lying around here somewhere. Yeah, I do. I'd take one of these natural fork type things, and I would let them soak. Sorry, not let them soak. I'd put them in the oven and roast them at like 225 degrees for like 3 hours or something to really, really dry them out. Nice and slowly. I got another nice one here too. This one's got a lot of promise in it. Look at that guy. Yeah, it's about. I have to drop it down a little bit, but look right around the level of the fork. Right around here is around 90 millimeters wide, so I could probably go up a little bit and chisel her down. But this will make a nice natty when I'm ready for it, I guess. I might. I just sent my only Avro natty off to Kyle Blackman's son. Kyle's son's got that thing, and I'm hoping he's enjoying it. I failed at the microwave method a couple weeks ago. Oh, really? Yeah, you've got a couple of nice natties too, man. I've seen you pump out a few nice ones and cool shapes too. Interesting. Drying wood is an art form. Actually, I should have showed you my cooksa that I made. I made a cooksa a while back. It's like almost 10 years now. I still have it. But that thing, I ended up, how I did it is I cut green birch and I carved it all out while it was wet. And while I was carving it out, I would put it into a plastic bag with the bag open. So, do I have something I can? Yeah. So let's say I got this plastic bag here. I put my working piece inside the bag, but I leave the bag open just like that. And I leave it in there for 24 hours. Then I take the bag out, I turn it inside out, I stick the piece back inside and leave it open. And I was doing that over and over and over again. And then on the last few days, or like say 2 weeks or so, I put it in my fridge and did it that way. And it worked great. I had that thing for years and never had a problem with it. Been trying all style, and I ended up using the style made with wood. Keep learning every day, fixing my length and anchor point. Yeah, that's the way to do it. You'll definitely get her dialed in that way. And I think it's good for people to come by and check videos and see how everything's working in the videos. That's cool. But I think you learn the best about how to shoot properly by actually getting out and trying things and getting the experimenting done and all that stuff. That's a pretty damn good way to do things, I think. My parents gave me a 20 by 16 1-inch cherry plank that I'm gonna pop eventually. Yeah, just watch it out with boards. If you're going to be making natty frames, you'd want to, if you're going to use those boards, you're going to want to slip in a piece of plywood or something in there to try to keep everything together. The boards can get a little bit risky. You can get run out on your grain. The good thing about natties is they have that. Hold on, I have one here. I'll show you. So this was a piece of ash, but you could see how they got the growth rings in there on that thing. That's what actually makes it strong. And if you're just doing a cut plank of wood, be very careful. I wouldn't shoot heavy bands on it or anything like that. It will break, and it can cause you issues. I've been down that road before. If you're going to be using tree forks, that's what you want to use. You want to have your forks in there, and you want to have a bit of that growth ring in there that actually gives it all the strength. I just want to find out this side works for me. You mean 90 millimeter? 90 centimeters big. Yeah. 24 hours per soak, 1 inches of thickness. You can cut, stain, and finish after the process. Great stuff. Oh, interesting. Yeah, there's all kinds of tricks out there, for sure. Yeah, this is my little sparrow natty that I carved out. It was a piece of ash, and it has all kinds of little wormholes in it, and everything. But you know what? It holds up pretty good, and it's rock hard. I think I have. I think it's point five AK-47 on here. I think that's what it's on here. Good stuff. But if you could rip that plank of wood in half and be able to sandwich it in between like an aluminum core of some kind or some plywood or what do they call that, Megatech or whatever the hell it's called, that would be very safe and very durable. Got to get this guy on one of my ice reels. I have a I just don't know what size. I just don't know what size is on there. No sound? Did we lose sound? It just did a reboot. I hit my 2 hour mark and it did a reboot. How about now? Is the sound back? Anybody? Anybody? Sound is on, but super quiet. Oh, that's kind of weird. YouTube doing YouTube things, I guess. You hear you? Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's been going on. I've been having a lot of trouble with YouTube lately. I've been trying to do co-lives and all kinds of stuff, and it never seems to work. When I send my link, it's supposed to bounce back. It's supposed to go bounce back to the page, and then we everything gets started, but it doesn't do it anymore. Loud and clear. Okay. All right. All right. Thanks, Bishop. I think we just lost the sound when it did the reboot. Usually when I hit around 2 hours for whatever reason, the live kind of like blinks off and on, and it blinks off and on, and for like a second it looks like you lost me for a second, but I'm back now. But I've been messing around with this guy a little bit, and I freaking love it. My little snapshot from Shane MacArthur over at Island Made Catapults. Yeah, Shades is here, man. This is another absolute beauty of a slingshot. I've been a big fan of Shane's. In all shapes and sizes. To be honest, he's a really good dude. What is my active band length after the pouch and frame? It's about 135 millimeters that I use. I have my band set up. So they're usually it'll come to my cheekbone where I anchor, and it'll pull back about an inch and a half, something like that. That's how I have them set up. They sell it at specialty wood shops, maybe at Lowe's, but your family businesses. Church time. See you guys later. You have a good time there, Andy. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping in, bro. Appreciate you, man. Man, this whole zoom in thing's really starting to piss me off. I don't know for you guys, but for me, it's weird. All I see is my eyebrows and my bottom lip. That's all that's in the frame for me. Yo, Will, what's happening, buddy? Hardwood dowel works fine. Lasts somebody a long time. Yeah, that'll do it. Yep. He's the original Sling and Skin. Yeah. Shades is the freaking man. I love that dude. He's an awesome guy.
one of my hold on a second, see if I can get the name on here. Yeah, one of my little purchases that I got screwed on by what do you call them, from eBay. The guy was selling these knives. Looks pretty nice, right? Supposed to be made in France. Freaking awesome. They're like Opinel, and the company that makes these are the like the two really big French knife makers, or that I know of anyway. They're supposed to be really nice. They got all kinds of intricate work on them. You know, they're pretty cool. You know, little file work and all that stuff. I'm thinking I'm thinking that I'm going to be getting like a full size knife and all that stuff. And turns out I get this little keychain that was made in Pakistan. Yeah, it even has the name on it, but it's just bullshit. It's bullshit. Tiny little pocket knife. You can't even sharpen the fucking thing. It's just absolute trash. I might keep it around just for opening up boxes and types of things, but that's about it. I'll take that bullshit keychain shit off there and call it good. I tried sharpening it and it just doesn't seem to work. It gets almost there and then breaks your heart. I guess is the best way to put it. It's just heavier than I thought. I thought there was something in there. This is one of my favorite things. My zebra billy pot. Oh no, this is the is it the zebra billy pot? Might be. I can't even remember the name of it now. Yeah, zebra billy pot. It's pretty cool. It came with these little metal clips here. I got this from firebox.com. Uh, pretty badass. Pretty badass stuff. It's a really, really good pot, and you can cook all kinds of stuff in there. I want to get into knife making. I used to do it back in the day, but I'm kind of like. Actually, I'll show you one I have here. I didn't make the knife. Do I have it handy? Yeah. I didn't make the knife blank, and I had a really piss poor attempt at making a sheath, but it's ugly as fuck, but it works. So that's all that counts. But this one here is a knife that I had commissioned a buddy of mine to make. It was with he was like a really, really damn good master knife maker. It's got a distal taper in it and everything. He did a beautiful job on the blank, but he died before it finished. And his wife sent it to me. And my buddy Randall used to make this very knife. It was like a neck knife that he had that he used to work and deal with it, keep it around its neck. And he did all of his carving and everything out with this knife. And anyway, he sent me the blade, and I finished it off traditionally how he would do it. So what he used to do is he would take his handles and kind of shape them out, and then he'd punch a little hole right down the center. And now this thing has a stick tang, so the stick tang kind of goes wide and works its way down. But what he did, what he showed me how to do, was how to use a vise as a heat sink. And what I ended up doing was I put a big block up on top into the point that held onto the knife. And then I turned it upside down and I locked it in a vise. So the vise was pinching the steel. And I heated up the handle of the blade, the handle of the knife, the stick tang, till it was glowing red. And I burnt the handle on there. And then I ended up cleaning her all up. And he came with the metal blank. I put the G10 or yeah, I think it's a G10 layer in there, or fuck, I can't remember. It was some kind of handle material liner. I think it was like a material like a papery one or something like that, with the brass bolster on there. And I did a pretty good job. It was the first time I ever did a brass bolster, so I got it pretty close, not too bad. So basically what I did was I locked all these guys into place. I heated up the handle and jammed her on there, and just before I got to the end, I shot some glue in there and put it down again just to lock, just to keep the bolster and the liner in place. And then I finished up shaping it up on the thing. But this thing I really, really like. This knife is absolutely beautiful. One of these days, I'm gonna get. One of these days, I'm gonna get a sheath professionally made, or I know I've spoken to Rick over at Hillbilly Slings, and he'd offered to make me one, but I'm just afraid with all the shipping and all the bullshit going on back and forth. It's kind of tough. But heat treating. Okay, here's the thing with the heat treating thing. Um, if you're gonna plan on making your knives out of 1084, it's very very forgiving with the heat treat. 1084 is what they call a. Hold on. Fuck, I can't remember. But when you're doing the heat treat, it's very, very simple. You can just dunk it in oil. You don't have to worry about temperature or anything like that. When you get into like 1095 or O1 tool steel, O1 tool steel is kind of tricky. If you get it right, it's a fucking durable blade. If you get it wrong, well, you're gonna have problems. It'll either not be, it won't stay sharp, or it'll be very brittle and break. But what you can do is with O1 tool steel, I believe 1095, you have to heat up your quenching oil. When you could use like a vegetable oil or a mineral oil or whatever oil you choose. I use vegetable oil, but what you have to heat that oil up and keep it steady at 120 degrees before you quench. If it's too cold, you'll warp the fuck out of your blade, and it'll cause all kinds of problems. But the trick with O1 tool steel is when you get it to a critical temperature, meaning you've got the blade hot enough to where it's non-magnetic anymore. Depending on the size of your steel, and there's some charts online that you could find out this, but you have to keep it at that temperature for a certain amount of time to make sure that all the elements inside the steel kind of get in total chaos and whatever it is. But when you do quench it, it'll harden properly, and then afterwards, what I've done is I cleaned it up pretty nice. What's up, Dean? I cleaned up all the slags that'll turn black with all the cooked on oil and everything. You clean off all that shit, and then you, yo, hillbilly. Yeah, the metallurgy science, it can be tricky. But if you have an oven, that's the best way to go about it. Once you have an oven, everything is cool. But if you don't have an oven, it can be kind of tricky. So basically, what I've done is, if you use 1084, all that other shit, all that craziness goes away, and you've got it's very very similar to 1095 when it's all done. 1095 makes a good knife blade. It's very durable, very strong. It's got decent. It's easy enough to sharpen. Keeping it keel. Yeah, will it kill? It definitely will kill. Yeah, but you have you can get some pretty damn good work done with that stuff. I've used the old files too, made out of W1 or W2 steel. They've worked very good. You just have to normalize them first. So you take because a lot of those things are case hardened and stuff. You watch Forged in Fire, yeah, yeah. So when you take your old files and stuff, you want to rework them. What I basically have done with them is I used to hit it with a torch so the whole thing was glowing, and then the first time I would take it and I would stick it into a pile of sand and let it cool down slowly. I would do that twice, and then the third one I'd let it air dry, air cool. So I'd heat it up as hot as I can possibly get and let it cool down to where it feels cold, and then do that. I do that 3 times, and that would remove any kind of heat treatment that was currently there to make it workable. And then I would just clamp it to my thing, and I'd hit it with I made a jig. It looks like a T if you want to do things all by hand, or use a bench grinder or whatever. It's up to you. But if you're not really used to using a bench grinder, it's actually easier to use a file and a jig. You'll get more even with it, but you'll save a lot of time using a bench grinder. It'll take you some time, but you also have to make sure that you give it a little dip in water to keep it cool, because you don't want to reharden it while you're working it, right? But yeah, there's lots of fun things you can do. But this guy guy holds a special thing in my hand, in my heart, because it's from a buddy of mine that is no longer with us. It holds an edge forever. His work is just fantastic. The guy was a legendary. He was a sword maker and a knife maker, and he lived a very interesting life. I don't know. It sounds kind of mean to say, but it was almost like he was a homeless guy. He lived in a van, or he'd rent like a little barn or whatever it is, and he would sell just as many knives as he could just for him to live. He lived like a camping lifestyle. It was really cool, and he was an extremely talented man. Yo, what's up, Shot? Shot FX in the house. Not much going on, buddy. We're just doing a little bit of chatting, a little bit of shooting the shit. You know how it is. I'm pretty good with grinders. The one I have sharpen my bowl edges, gouges. Oh, okay, yeah. So if you're used to doing all that stuff, then you should be fine. Just make sure that you give it a little dip in water to keep them cool. You don't want them heating up too much. If you start seeing any kind of colors in your steel, then you've gone too far. You got to grind past that. How long have I been shooting for? I guess 2019 when I started. It was just before the pandemic hit. I heard it was coming, and I was worried about what we were going to be doing for fun. I wasn't sure what we would have available to us, so I got a couple of slingshots and we started shooting. But yeah, 2019, I guess, is pretty much it. So yeah, 7 years, I guess. I've been shooting for 10 months. How you liking? Are you addicted yet? Fully addicted? Hey Scott, I'm curious. When you were doing your DHL stuff, are you bringing it to the store and working it up there, or do you fill out all the paperwork and they come and pick it up at your house? My first slingshot was a Wasp Wendigo. Nice. That was a design by a guy named Chuck and Steele, who made a beauty of a slingshot, and I like the Wendigo. Wendigo's a great frame. I thought I had a weird shit going on with my beard here, but it's actually just still dark going in here, but it's white at the top. Weird. Yeah, I got a Wendigo up here somewhere. Yeah, I got the Lost Wendigo right there, and I got the other Wendigo over here, the poly one when he was first working it out. Here, I'll show you. There's a Wendigo. And a Wendigo. Yep. So there's one of them. This is one of the really, really early ones that I got from Chuckin when they were just working it out. I think Jordan was making them for him back in the day. Oh, look at this! I'll show you something real cool. And this is the Wasp Wendigo. Yeah, you know what that one looks like. But this is also another great shooter. Got some .5 on there. Wait till the white ticks over, brother. So I got these pouches from Caddyshack Catapults, and I was messing around a little bit, and I made my own pit pouches. I found they were pretty thick, a little bit too thick actually for me, and I got this guy. Basically, what I did is I took an old pair of forcep pinchers, something like this here. It didn't have the things on them, and I hit it with a torch until this thing got really, really hot, started to change colors, turned black, and I just held the ammo, kind of like hold on a second, kind of like this. See that? And I just laid it into the pouch and gave it a little burn. I went back and forth a couple times just to see how it felt, and then I made a whole bunch of these, and I was shooting them for a little while. But homemade pit pouches, and they shoot just fine. Scout LT2. Yep, I got one of those too. They're pretty decent. What's up, Dale? Yeah, I was kind of thinking about a way that I can finish off this handle here without. Do I have any? No, I don't have any from Liberty Slings. I'd actually like to. I'd like to get one of those. I've seen some of his work. It's beautiful. I would like to find a way to finish this up. This bird's eye maple is really, really nice. But I don't know what to cover it with. I'm actually debating if I should just do a CL cover on it and just call it good. I'll polish up everything really, really nice and then just give it a good coating and call it good. Sand her down. Should be pretty durable. It'll look nice too, I think. But I like the feel of the of the wood. It kind of locks in pretty good. But I just want to make sure it's, you know, bang on, I guess. True oil, the use for gun stocks. I've heard great things. Yeah, I might try that. I heard it polymerizes too, so it gets kind of hard. The Nova Gapper. Oh wow, that's nice. There's so many good frames out there that are available. I heard boiled linseed oil will also do that. It'll kind of polymerize after you coat it too. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know. Amazing deal, $40. Wow. Gonna build a bunch of coats. Yeah, yeah, I think so. I might just do the CL glue. I'm thinking about doing it that way and just hitting it and polishing it up. We'll see. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I just don't want it to be slippery because there's no finger guard on this, so the wood actually grips really nice. But the finger, if I don't do that, I might slip up and slice the shit out of myself. So it'll be tougher and last longer. Yeah, some secret sauce in there. Yeah, yeah. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go with it yet. I gotta really look into it and see what I can do. I find the CL glue puts a really tough, durable, beautiful finish on stuff, but I'm just a little worried. What was my first slingshot ever? My first slingshot ever was this one right here. This was my first. Well, hold on. This was my first. This was my first slingshot in flat band. I did have one of those tube shooter with the arm brace on them, like the Marksman's or the Dixie frames there. You know what I'm talking about? But this was my first ever flat band slingshot and my first video. This is the Top Archery something Pro. I can't even remember the name of it, but it was a pinch shooter, had a little pinky hole, and I was shocked at how well this thing shot. But there's one major flaw with this frame. You want to see it? I'll show it to you. The clips are on the wrong side. And everyone is telling me, hey, you're shooting it backwards. I'm actually not, because it's got the belly here, your palm swell. It's designed to shoot like this. It was designed to have the clips facing the wrong side. And that's extremely dangerous. And I don't shoot this thing anymore. They ended up canceling this model and made another model in reverse, where the clips were actually on the right side. And they shot it like that. But this frame, after I did that video and I put it away, it got so, yeah, it was an Amazon buy, and I believe the video was called "The Best Slingshot on Amazon." I called it that or something like that. I can't remember. Or maybe that was just the thumbnail. But this thing actually shoots pretty damn good, man. I was really shocked, and it didn't take long before I was just smoking things. And little did I know where that round little crosshair thing is, that sight that's on there. If I put the crosshair on what I was shooting, it was actually, yeah, there it is. If I put the crosshair, let's say shooting my eyeball, I could actually still shoot something and have that thing lined up right on my target, and I could still see through it. Believe it or not, this is actually a pretty decent sight coming from a guy who hates sights. All these little ones down at the bottom, not so good. At least this one, if it's a tiny, tiny little target, you can still see the surrounding area, so you don't know if you're covering it. With this one here, you're just covering your target. You don't know how high, how low, or whatever. So, anyway, turned out to be a pretty cool little slingshot. But that was the first one. Snow just started absolutely dumping here in Toronto. Oh no, that sucks. I remember a bunch of years back we had Toronto had a huge snowfall. It was like a whole 6 inches, and they had to call in the military to clean the streets. It was funny. Us Montrealers made fun of the Toronto folks pretty hard over that because it was rough because call the army. Yep. Yeah, it was pretty funny because the Toronto hadn't had snow, like that much snow in so many years. There was like a dry spell, so they got rid of a lot of their snow removal stuff, and then they got dumped on. I think it was like 6 or 8 inches or something like that. But when you're not prepared for 6 or 8 inches of snow, that's a lot of snow, man. That'll really fuck you up. And anyway, they ended up getting screwed a little bit. They all freak out when there's a wisp of snow. I know. It's crazy. This year has actually been pretty good for us up here. I mean, I think our biggest snowfall was like 8 inches or something like that, and it happened once. Usually by this time here we get a shit ton. Same here in Brantford. Oh yeah, yeah. It was kind of funny seeing the panic. Everyone losing their fucking minds. What am I gonna do? Oh my god! I was like, dude, okay, it's not that bad. When we first moved to this house, my wife and I walked down to go visit some buddies of mine down the street, and we knew we were going to be drinking, so we just left the car at home. Oh no, we drove the car there, and we were figuring out we're close enough, so if we get a little bit too loaded, we'll just go home. But it's literally 2 minutes from our house, a 5-minute walk. Take it easy, shot. And the snow started coming down, and then the plow passed, and the bump at the driveway was higher than my head, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" No snow removal, just shovels. So I told my buddy, he said, "Okay, we're gonna walk home. I'll call you when I get home to make sure we got home safe and whatever." And when I was walking home, the snow was deep up to my balls, like literally. I was just plowing through the snow. My wife was walking in behind me, and the 2-minute walk to get home turned out to be about like 15 or 20-minute walk. But we got home, gave him a call. The next morning, we showed up, and I came with a shovel, and I shoveled out the driveway, and it took us like 3 or 4 hours to shovel out the driveway to get the car out, and then it took us another 5 or 10 minutes to get home in the car because we kept on getting stuck. I had to go forward, back. Yeah, it was rough. Oh man, I always hit the end of the driveway right after I shovel. Yeah, yeah, it was rough. But that was we had like a good 30 inches drop that night. Gotta get a flamethrower. I don't even think that would have been enough. Yeah, it was bad. We had another snowfall too one time, and we were out shoveling. My wife was pregnant at the time. We had a snow coming down, and that's when I finally gave up. I gave it up and got snow removal. I was shoveling the whole time, and anyway, got snow removal. We were outside shoveling, and I have a picture somewhere of my wife, and the snow was right up to her waist, and it was like, "Fuck, man, this is bad." And we're not even at the bump at the end of the street yet. And some snow removal guy came by and just looked at us. He's like, "No, back up." We got up onto the step, and the guy came by and cleared us out for us. So I got snow removal that day, that year, or even that. Yeah, even for the last half of that year, I paid for it. It was worth it. Going to the interlock, always at rich people's houses, of course. Yeah, I bet. Those would be pretty cool to have, though. But now I got a snowblower. I got a Craftsman snowblower. The fucking thing's a monster. I love it. Even with when it gets really, really nasty outside, it's never taken me more than 20 minutes to clean my whole driveway, and I got room for about 5 cars. not rich people, so I won't be having one of those little melting systems under the street or under the driveway. It would be nice though. Yeah, pretty badass. Um, but this year it's been pretty. I'm actually concerned this year it's going to be a bit of a disaster next year. I think the water is going to be really, really low. We haven't had the water's already low going into winter this year. We haven't had much snow, not anywhere near what we normally have at this time. So it's been rough. I gotta get a snowblower. Yeah, you know what? I used to do the shovel thing all the time, and I liked the exercise, and it was kind of fun. I like being outside, so it was always good. Audio was very quiet. Yeah, I don't know. I've been hearing that today. I don't know why it's doing that or what the deal is, but it's been kind of weird. Some people are saying it's okay. Some people are saying it's quiet. So I don't know what's going on. I can't really do anything on my end about it, but it's been weird. Yeah. So uh, sure enough, I used to do the whole shoveling thing. Everything was cool, but after getting a snowblower and being screwed over by the snow removal places that are around here, I called it quits. Called it quits with those guys. Got a snowblower now. I just take that thing and just chew through the snow and toss it all onto the grass. And when you're waking up at 5 o'clock, you have to leave your house at 5 o'clock in the morning, and you're outside at 4:30 shoveling because I live on a corner, so whenever the plow passes by, it really fills up my driveway when he's going through. Can I still clap it though? Absolutely, I can. I heard the neighbors years ago in the country supervisor's mother lived on the street. It was the first street to get plowed in the country, in the county. Huh. When she down the street, it never gets plowed. That sucks. Yeah, but when you're out there shoveling the first thing in the morning, before the crack of dawn's ass, you're out there, you know, shoveling a big pile of snow and it takes you 45 minutes before you can get in your car and drive away. That just sucks, man. The snowblower, you get out there, it's worth every penny. Definitely worth every penny. Nobody making cookies for the plow guy anymore. No, man, I almost went bonkers on our plow guy and pulled him out of his truck, kicked the shit out of him. Came pretty close. Yeah, 7 o'clock at night. The plow's supposed to be everything's supposed to be cleaned up by 5 o'clock. 7 o'clock, 7:30. I go to bed at 8 because I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And the plow was sitting outside smoking a joint with my neighbor. I was not happy. Yeah, and my car is still sitting outside in the cold, waiting for him to come because we can't get into our driveway. I'm like, what the fuck am I paying $300 a year for if you're not going to do your damn job? So I got outside, started giving the guy crap. The guy got saucy with me, and I just lost it. My neighbor was laughing his ass off. It's not good. Then I found out too that there's four companies that work our area. Three of them are all the same family under different names. So I was just like, okay, fuck these guys. I've had enough. Yeah. Every now and then, the plow guy would come by before, and he would just like do us a solid and clean it up when we had a really big snowfall, and I'd give him like a $20 tip or something like that. But the other guy that we're paying for is doing a shitty job. Can't have that. Ours don't even have that. They don't even have that. I've seen that on I've seen that on in other places where they come by and they drop it down and it just like scoops out the shit and then they lift it up when they hit the next thing. And some areas have that. Our area does not have that in the Montreal area and Quebec or whatever. They don't do that. They just push it right in your driveway. You figure it out. No fucks given. Yeah. Our place doesn't even have that little chopper that comes down. They don't even have it. Be nice if they did though. It would make my life a lot easier. Anyway, folks, I think I'm gonna wrap this one up. I'm gonna get out there and kick the day's ass and do what I gotta do. But thanks for joining me today. It was a lot of fun getting out here with Andrew Axsom. A lot of fun. Great dude. And hopefully we'll be able to get out and do it again. at some point. But you guys take care, stay safe, get out and practice, be good to each other. I'll see you again soon. Love you guys. You're freaking awesome. Bye for now. Got a boogie. Take it easy. Thanks.